What's up, dear viewers? In this video, I will show you how to draw a tent structure in Autocad. This is another Autocad 3D tutorial. So I'll go to that setting, make sure you're in 3D modeling. Then you go to home, make sure your view is southwest or isometric. You can check your unit by typing DWG unit. Okay, my unit is 3, I'm working in millimeters. It depends, you can change to feet, you can change to inches. It depends, so we can just use feet for convenience. Just type 2, enter, then enter. Just hit enter until the process changing is complete. Now I will draw one of my supports. Just check the strict orthogonally. So I need to draw my line. So I want to draw about how many feet? About 12 feet. Or just I think 12 times 12, that's 144. I'm not sure. So we can just check. Just check the dimension here, just to confirm. Go to you need to go to annotate and then dimension. We can just change by clicking the Y and then change the Y like that, and then we can just measure from that point, then you can just confirm. That is 144. So it doesn't matter because we need just to draw these quickly, and then I will just click here. Let me write. We can just pick our UCS. Right click and then change to world. I will select this one, go to home, and I want to use polar array. So I want to pick the center at that point and then exit. After that, I want to draw some curve at this point. But first, let me draw a line from that point, enter, and then I want to draw another from the midpoint going up. Let's say 600. Enter. Just delete that. Then I will just move my UCS point at that point, and then pick the Y. First, we can pick the Y, and then move it like that. We need to change the UCS, so I can just right click in the center and then rotate about X. Just like that. And then I want to move the X to that point, and then I can draw that curve. So I will just pick expand, and then I want to pick start, end, and angle. That is my start, that is my end, an angle of 18 is too much. Let's say 6 is too small. So let me repeat the process. Again, pick from that point, I want an angle of about that is 90. So 80, 90, let's say 60, enter. So we are going to use the same angle all over. Now I can just change the X to this other corner. So I'm just picking the X. If you select your UCS, you can just pick that edge and then move it to the correct location. Just make sure that my XY plane is in the plane that I want to draw my my curve, okay, or my arc. So I'll pick, then start, end, and then my angle is 60. Enter. Okay, that is too much. I will pick from this side, start, end, and then 60. Enter. We can just move the UCS to that point. Move X from there. Just pick the X. Just pick the UCS and then pick the X. Then move it to that point. Then hold Shift plus Ctrl to just rotate. Then I will pick my curve again. Remember, we are using start, end, and then angle. So my start is from this to that. Okay, we can just pick from the other side, from this side, start, end, then angle is 60, enter. Now this one, we can copy this one, right click, copy selection from that point to that point. We can copy this one, right? Just pick copy from that point to that point, and we can copy this, copy from that point, that point. The next step, now this one was 144. This is too tall, and just go up to halfway. Remember that was 600, so let's say 300. That 300 is also too small, so we can just work with the 600. No problem. Let me undo. Now I want to move my UCS from that point to this point. Remember, I am using the strict cursor orthogonally. That's why if you have some problem, then I can just move now my X from that point to that point, and then we can draw an arc from that point to that point. Okay, let me do the okay, yeah, from that point to that point, that point, that point, an angle of about 30. Yeah, that is okay. And then I will just select my UCS, move the X to that end. Remember, this one I'm restricting endpoint. That's why you can just pick that easily. From that point, from here, from that endpoint to that endpoint and then 30. Okay, then I can go to surface, check knobs creation, then check loft. I want to loft, so I want to pick this and that one, and then I will pick my guide and enter, and then guide, just like that. Now, if you go to realistic, you can see what we have just done. Now, I'm just going to repeat that process. Now go back to 2D wireframe. Just pick and then move this X from that. Just press scroll as shift and then that endpoint. Draw another arc. Remember, you're using start end angle from that point, an angle of 30, enter. We can just repeat the process. Just pick at that end and then change to that endpoint. That endpoint and endpoint angle 30, enter. And I will rotate and then to that point, again my arc, that point, 30, enter. And then I will rotate this point to that end. Then again my arc, that point, 30, enter. Okay, now we're going to use again the loft command. I'm picking on that point. So we can just select that, isolate. We need to isolate, hide object. Okay, we need to hide. We're hiding the wrong object. I need to pick that mesh, right click, isolate, hide object. So we can repeat our loft from that point, right click, enter, guide. Here is our guide, enter. Let me just repeat the process. Right click, enter, guide, enter. Then hide, isolate, hide object, again loft, that point, right click, enter, guide, that is guide, enter. I can repeat the loft from that and that point, right click, enter, guide, enter. Now right click, isolate, end object isolation. Now we can pick that and that, and that point, right click, isolate, hide object, loft here, that line is arc, then enter, and then guide, select, and then enter. Again, I will pick that right click, isolate, hide, loft from here, point, enter, hit enter, and then select guide. That is our guide. Then hit enter again in your keyboard. Right click, isolate, and object isolation. Okay. So you can see our tent. From that point, you can just go to home. I want to draw some circle from that point. Now I want to change this one. Right click to world. I want to draw a circle from that point. A radius of 7 is too much. Let's say 6. Enter. Then we can copy to all these points. And then I can just go to extrude that. I want to pick all these objects that have the same height. Enter. And then a height of 144. Enter. And then extrude, pick object, enter, a height of 600. You can go to realistic. Just click to do wireframe, right, change to realistic. Okay. After that, you can do a lot of things like export this to robot, analyze, etc. So I will end my video here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.